One in five suffer.
Erase the stigma.
Brain difference is not a crime.
Mental health isn't just your problem.
It's our problem.
And now, Mental Health Mondays with Marla and Dave.
Welcome to Mental Health Mondays. I'm Dave.
And I'm Marla. And as Dave said, we're always excited when Monday rolls around. You know what? By the way, Monday now has become my favorite day of the week.
Wow. Well, you know what? I had a good time playing golf this morning, so it was a good day for me, too. And now this. And now a special treat.
We do have a special treat. So this is Mental Health Monday, brought to you by NAMI San Fernando Valley. And
Mental
loving
Health Mondays.
Mondays.
Yes.
Because there's many Mondays. We're going to be here every Monday that life allows. So
exactly.
We're happy that you're here. We hope that you join us every Monday. Various topics and various guests, but we have one mission here. And our mission is mental health, education, information, and sharing stories and support.
I want to say right up front, Mental Health Mondays is always brought to you by NAMI San Fernando Valley and Loving Beyond Reason. We are pleased today to welcome to the show the president of NAMI San Fernando Valley, Mr. Kim Bunnell.
Tony, what happened to our? Come on, man. Where's our crowd noise?
He deserves an applause. One of the main reasons we love to talk to leaders at NAMI San Fernando Valley is the fact that these conversations with NAMI experts help to show the unity in the mental health community. It also helps to ease the anxiety of those who visit the website, maybe for the first time, when they see that our leaders are members of their community as well and very approachable with a heart for those who suffer.
Absolutely. And so, as Dave said, you know, we had the pleasure of getting to know Mr. Bunnell, who is, again, the president of San Fernando Valley. And to be honest, it's interesting because we have so much to talk about our
And when we come back,
connection.
we will have a great conversation.
Hey guys, listen up. Learn something.
Help someone who is struggling by supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness and be a part of the NAMI effect. Hope starts with you.
Hey guys, listen up. Learn something.
All right, we're welcoming Kim Bunnell to the show. Marla, you have something to say before we get going?
I just want to say welcome, Kim, to Mental Health Monday.
Thanks very much. Appreciate you guys.
And there's the applause. Like we said at the intro, Mr. Bunnell, we call him Kim. He's our friend of ours, but Mr. Bunnell is the president of NAMI San Fernando Valley, and he has a lot to share with us today. Welcome, Kim. Nice to have you here.
It's nice to be here. Appreciate the opportunity.
Right quick, the one thing right off the bat that, you know, I always try to approach everything as if I'm hearing everything from the first time. When we say the president of NAMI San Fernando Valley, can you open up with just a quick little blurb about what that delineation would be from maybe a NAMI National or another chapter?
Sure. So NAMI is a national organization, nonprofit. There's NAMI National, there's NAMI California. And then in many of the counties in each state, including California, there are NAMIs, NAMI Ventura, San Diego, Orange. In NAMI LA County, it's fairly unique. We actually have 12 different NAMIs to service our community because of its size. NAMI San Fernando Valley is one of those. And interestingly enough, within the next 3 to 4 months, there'll only be about 3 to 4 NAMIs because 6 of us are merging to become NAMI Greater Los Angeles County, of which I'm also president of that as well.
Yes.
And NAMI San Fernando Valley will become a chapter of, but we'll be working together to have a common voice, develop opportunities for central funding, best practices, things of that nature, so we can meet the needs of the community even more effectively than doing it separately.
That's awesome.
And I just want to remind everybody what the acronym means. NAMI is the National Alliance of Mental Illness. Am I on with that, Kim?
That's correct.
Right. So he's just explained the different chapters. But more importantly, the one thing I will say, what brought David and I to NAMI was our personal story in our struggle with our son, who was diagnosed with bipolar 1 schizoaffective disorder. And we were just at what we felt like was just and it's not even a wit's end. It's as close as I've ever felt to feeling hopeless, to be able to affect a change in the worst way under the circumstance of someone that, we love our kids in most cases, and at least I can speak for David and I, more than life itself. And feeling so helpless to be able to help them created hopelessness. So what I wanted to find out from you right off the bat is what brought you to NAMI?
Sure. Well, and as you say, Marla, most of our volunteers, we are an all-volunteer organization, by the way, a few employees here and there, have lived experience, either with having a loved one, which is typical of the case, that has a mental health challenge, or they themselves have had a mental health challenge and are on the road to recovery. In my particular case, I don't have an immediate family member that does have a mental illness. Our best friend's son, who was my son's best friend growing up, who actually I coached in Little League at the age of 26, had his first episode and was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. He was in UCLA hospital, behavioral health care for 3 weeks. Fortunately, one of the programs that NAMI offers is Friends in the Lobby. And so there was a volunteer in the behavioral health care unit from NAMI whose job is to engage folks that are coming to visit their loved ones and introduce them to NAMI. Our friends got introduced to NAMI. They signed up for a family-to-family class, which is our supreme education class. We decided to do that with them. And so we attended that 12-week class. And to be quite frank, I found that it was probably one of the most rewarding information classes I had ever attended. And I felt that people really need to learn more about NAMI sooner than later. So that actually brought me to NAMI originally. I will share with you, however, that with very few people know this, but I do have lived experience with mental illness. In the early 60s, my grandmother was in and out of state psychiatric hospital in Long Island, New York. And if she was diagnosed today, I'd say she would be diagnosed with bipolar. I do remember the white coats coming in. I do remember her being taken out in a straitjacket. I do remember having gone to the psychiatric hospital where she was in a huge ward full of hundreds of women. And it was not a pleasant experience for me. It was a very traumatic experience for me. But now, and quite frankly, I had no idea the effect it had on my mom.
Wow.
Had NAMI been around for my mom, it could have made a dramatic difference in her growing up, because she was raising 5 kids and had 9 people living in the home.
Wow.
So I'll just say that, again, I do have a personal passion for this, because my mom certainly could have been much better off. And obviously I have a passion for all of those that are suffering from mental health, whether it be family members or the individuals themselves.
Well, I have to say,
I want to say that you mentioned that it was your friend, your best friend's child.
No, his son's friend, his son's best friend.
Or your son's best friend.
Actually, it was our best friend.
They said they were best friends.
Okay.
My son's best friend.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, man, that is a huge heart that is displayed just in that fact alone, because those of us who deal with family members that are affected by mental illness know how that struggle can affect the family. But you, just as a friend, stepping in and kind of helping them, guiding them through the NAMI process, how did their trust affect you moving forward?
Well, that's interesting. Actually, it was myself and my wife. We both supported them. And we have been a support mechanism ever since. I'm actually the trustee of their son's special needs trust.
Okay.
And they've also had other family members who have had similar situations, and we've been their confidant, their go-to as well. So, and I will tell you one thing that's very interesting to me is that although we took the family-to-family class, the education class 6 years ago, I was at a party with them a few years ago, and they shared with me how family-to-family and NAMI had saved their lives.
Wow. Well,
that's
you know
amazing.
what, Kim, when we come back, I've got a very interesting question for you. Don't move. We'll be right back.
Just because a person's pain isn't obvious on the outside doesn't mean they aren't hurting on the inside. Words like psycho, crazy, nutcase are not only unkind, but untrue. In a country where 1 in 5 are affected by a mental health condition, we need to be more compassionate when it comes to issues that affect everyone, regardless of race or gender. It's time to change the conversation. I'm Carly Chaikin, and I ask you to see the person, not the condition. Join me in my pledge to be stigma-free.
It's time for the Mental Health Minute with Marla and Dave.
It's a common misconception that people who suffer from mental illness are violent and unpredictable. Here are the facts.
According to mentalhealth.gov, the vast majority of people with mental health problems are no more likely to be violent than anyone else. In fact, most people with mental illness are not violent, and only 3% to 5% of violent acts can be attributed to individuals living with a serious mental illness.
People with severe mental illnesses are actually over 10 times more likely to be victims of violent crime than the general population. You probably know someone with a mental health problem, and you don't even realize it because many people with a mental health diagnosis are highly active and productive members of our communities.
Maybe it's about time to reconsider how we think about mental illness and the people who suffer with it. This message is brought to you by NAMI San Fernando Valley and Loving Beyond Reason.
David is a thinker.
I never do anything without thinking about it first.
Marla is a feeler.
I basically wear my personality on my sleeve.
But when Marla and Dave get together,
It's like a match dancing with a firecracker.
Well, Kim, I have to, but these questions come to me as I'm in conversation. And I wanted to say, number one, that I think that one of the things that I find to be most astounding and impressive is that you didn't just support your friends, but your support came by way of you and your wife put yourselves in a position to be educated about the problem. So I wanted to ask you, what was the greatest takeaway that you learned being someone who actually took the NAMI family course that you took, or whatever the information was when you first joined NAMI, or when you went to NAMI in light of trying to help your friends?
Yeah, I think that the family-to-family classes and all of our classes that we offer, the greatest takeaway is hope.
Yeah.
When folks first reach out to us, they usually are very new to mental health and they really have no idea where to go. When they find out that here's an organization that can empathize with what they're going through, because every one of us have been there before, and then they have education programs that allow them to provide coping skills, communication skills, understanding what mental illness is, understanding that it is a medical condition, understanding why stigma exists and how to overcome stigma. People walk away really thinking where they thought that their lives were over and their loved one's life was over. They actually walk away knowing that they have an opportunity to continue life, as does their loved ones who might be the one that's suffering the mental health condition.
So describe to us then the process of moving from taking the family-to-family class with your friends and understanding the hope that NAMI can provide, to moving into the administration of NAMI, joining the board and becoming the president.
Yeah, and that's very easy, Dave, because everyone else took a step backwards. I was the only one left standing in front of everybody.
Wow.
No, that's not true. So that is true.
Listen, this is hard. Mental health is hard. I wouldn't have been shocked.
Exactly.
But it's interesting. After taking the class, I had just retired. I was looking to maybe volunteer. The Friends in the Lobby, I spoke about UCLA, was something I thought would be just awesome, being able to engage people when they're having in a traumatic time of their lives. And I attended a board meeting, and then they asked me if I'd like to be on the board. And then the president was turning out in 4 months, and they asked me if I might like to be the president. Now, here's an interesting point. would I like to be the president, a volunteer president of an organization that no one else really wants to be president of? And I got grilled for almost 2.5 hours of questions.
Wow.
Wow.
Kind of interesting. But, you know, and again, the fact that I was retiring and I come from a business background, a sales and marketing background, I thought that this was just a wonderful opportunity to be able to take 35 years of practical experience and bring it to an organization that's already been very successful, but maybe needs to be run a little bit more from a business-like perspective so that we can reach more people.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So what were so you brought your business strength to the table. How hard is that? And that's a really good question, because to be honest, most nonprofits, we're a nonprofit, but most nonprofits that especially are volunteer based, it is passion that drives the purpose. So is that a hard transition for you to combine both your passion for mental health, which is obvious, you've already stated, and to put it in a construct that is business formatted, like to format a nonprofit? Was that a hard marriage?
Not at all, because one thing I did to remain true to myself was to participate in NAMI Helpline. NAMI Helpline is where folks call into us, again, not really knowing where to turn, hopeless. And I think that, without question, the helpline is the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life, because after speaking with people who are calling and have not been able to vent their story to anyone because they're embarrassed by it and they don't want to be stigmatized by it, they may at the end of it be in tears.
Yeah.
Knowing that they've found an organization that can relate to them, that are empathetic to them, that can provide them resources. And again, not only does the class do this, but the helpline, when I finish my calls, which typically are about 45-minute calls, I just take time to spend with people because I thoroughly enjoy it. They're basically saying, you know something, I can't tell you something, a weight has been lifted off of my chest.
Wow.
And so I know that there's hope. Now you take the other side of the fact, and that would be the business entity. And NAMI's, we're very grassroots. We do the best we can with the resources we have. Very few people are skilled that are willing to step up or have the time to step up, are skilled in a particular area of business. They may be a teacher, they may even be a business person, but they may not have those skill sets to transform an organization. And this is a team effort. It's not just not me, but obviously every team needs to be led. And our team effort, now we've got a contact management database, which was previously all spreadsheets. We now have a much more robust website. We now have a Google Drive to store. All these different things that we've implemented. Now we've got protocols. Now we've got screening processes for volunteers. Our volunteers have to go through quite a series of screening and go through interviews. It's no longer just, hey, if you're breathing, would you like to volunteer? No, it's a different story today. Now at the delivery system level, teachers and facilitators of support groups, yes, that's still very grassroots. That's the people who are in the trenches, who have the lived experience. But as far as many of the people that I'm now associated with in NAMI, it requires professionals at certain levels of our organization, both at the affiliate level and at the chapter levels, to be able to run this like an organization so that we can provide the monies needed to accommodate the increased demand of our communities.
We invite you guys to stop by both organizations' website, NAMI San Fernando Valley and Love and Beyond Reason, because not only do we need your donations, but we need you to consider, just like Kim was saying, Mr. Bunnell was saying, that you can maybe on board as a volunteer. How about if you have some spare time, people are in need, and you can help. We're going to continue the conversation when we come back. All right, it's time for the poll question. We're going to start with the results from last week's poll, and then we're going to give you a new poll for this week. Last week, the poll question was, people who suffer from depression have a higher chance of developing cardiovascular and metabolic diseases than the general public. The question is and was, how much higher? Your options were 20%, 30%, and 40%. And the
Did you guess?
I didn't guess.
You know
I
why?
created
Because you
the-
already knew the answer.
Exactly.
I just wanted to see if you'd be cheating. That's
The
all.
answer is 40%. Marla, why don't you give them the new poll question?
The new poll question for this week is, what percentage of people in settings affected by conflict suffer from a moderate or severe mental disorder? 6%, 11%, or 22%?
The poll question can be found on all of our social media. It'll be there this week. Stop by when you see it. Take it. It's fun.
Vote.
And it's informative. Back to the show. And yes, that quickly we're back. And
I just want to be sure that everybody understands that this means vote, not peace. I mean, if this is the 60s and I'm kind of in tie-dye, I just want
you're right.
to delineate.
It can be either. It can go either way.
I need to delineate.
Yes,
That's
yes.
So she's throwing peace signs. No, vote on the poll.
Here's going to be a sort of a backwards way of getting to this question, Kim. With all the things that you described and the passion that you have for just helping and the expertise that you bring to NAMI San Fernando Valley, is there anything that you wish could be better?
Oh my, we can always be better. I mean, no, everyone can be better. Certainly funding is critical. We're a nonprofit. We very rarely do we get grants. Most of our entire operating budget is run off of donations and like the NAMI Walk. It does take money to run an organization, regardless of the fact. Even though we have volunteers, they're still expensive.
Right.
And so we always, fund development is something that. So at NAMI Greater Los Angeles County, for example, all of those that are merging with us, we've now gotten volunteer professionals who work with nonprofits who are doing board development series, fund development series, volunteer recruitment and management series, really allowing us to learn how to better provide tools to those that are volunteering so they can do a professional and get the job done.
Okay.
Most definitely. So what my question is, for anybody watching, I think that this is a good time for us to begin to talk about how we can bring volunteers and funds. And so when I say that, first and foremost, where would be the first, if I were encouraging someone to come and volunteer with NAMI organization, with NAMI San Fernando Valley, how would, number one, what would be the steps that I would have to take to become a volunteer and lend my service? And do you have any idea, this is a part 2 question, right off the top of your head, what would be some of the most important needs that you have right now that you would love to have filled?
Well, it's kind of interesting, Marla. Volunteering with COVID, it's a different story.
Yeah.
This has been the only time that I'm aware of in the history of San Fernando Valley that all of our volunteer positions are filled.
Wow.
And they're filled by professionals.
That's
They're filled
amazing.
by folks. When we do interviewing of volunteers, we try to do a couple of things. One, we try to find out what is the experience of the particular volunteer, what would they like to be doing so that they enjoy volunteering and not hate it,
Right.
And we've been able to maintain them, and how can we possibly provide them with an opportunity that might enhance their career opportunity as experience, or put on their resumes for schools, whatever that might be. So we do a lot of advertising and volunteer match, and we get editors, we get professionals in web design, we get professionals who are fund development professionals who are out of work, but they want to be doing something. They want to continue to hone their skills and give back. So, but just in answer to your question, generally speaking, you can reach out to any NAMI. Again, we're national, so everyone has a local NAMI. Reach out to the NAMI, say you'd like to volunteer, and whatever process, and again, it's not standardized, but whatever process each particular NAMI might have to engage volunteers, matriculate volunteers, they'll hopefully be able to put you in a situation that you would like and that's something that you enjoy doing. I do want to also share with you, if you're not aware of it, that everything we offer is free of charge.
Exactly.
So our education classes, our support groups, going out and making presentations for outreach, advocacy, advocating on behalf of those that really can't advocate for themselves. all of this is done free of charge, yet we're the best kept secret in the mental health field still, unfortunately. So the more that we have programs like yours, and thank you very much, we sincerely appreciate this platform, the more opportunity we have people who are coming in to volunteer, who watch your program, who are willing to donate, that just spreads the word and hopefully makes NAMI a household word, being one that even some mental health professionals have still not heard of.
And in light of that, I would say, when you hear that there's a NAMI walk coming up, make plans to be there, support us, come out. It's always fun, as well as wherever you see, wherever you're watching this, make sure you share with your friends and invite them to make this a weekly experience that you can learn something and also have some fun with us.
Yeah, we really, like I said before, it's amazing because David and I, one of our in our brand of broadcast, we're very sure that, we want to interact and never just, we share an experience, but want to talk with you and not just talk at you. But Kim, I have another question right quick. Do you know if NAMI nationally has NAMI as an organization saturated the country nationally? So, for example, I know that I've sent people in various cities, but they've always been major cities. So do we have national coverage as NAMI?
In more of the rural areas.
We have a national presence.
Okay.
Coverage is a key word. NAMI, over the last 6 years, have gone through a reaffiliation process where they've developed standards of excellence and have required all those NAMIs that have come on board over the years to meet certain standards. And many of them have not, just because of lack of resources, both human and monetary. And so they've actually removed many of the NAMIs out there, which have left voids. No, we don't have coverage. Quite frankly, we don't have coverage in Los Angeles County, and we've got 12 NAMIs.
Wow.
But keep in mind, in Los Angeles County, we have 10 to 11 million people.
Right, I was going to say. Right.
Yeah.
Just for those who don't live in the Southern California area, our actual metropolitan square footage is 200 square miles of just city. And that's a lot.
Exactly. And we try not to get political on this show, but everyone was protesting about police violence. We said in the Mental Health Minute that people with mental health conditions are usually, they suffer a higher rate of violence against them. And so if you're really serious about helping others and people in that condition, you have to donate. You have to volunteer your time. We need your money, and it will solve a host of issues. And I can't emphasize that anymore. Please go on both websites, NAMI San Fernando Valley.org. And actually NAMI Greater Los Angeles chapter now that's coming on board, and Loving Beyond Reason. And hit the donate button, even if it's $1, $3, it all helps. And we'll be right back.
Bad.
What are you doing?
You're
Worthless.
Don't trust them. They'll hurt you. You're worthless.
It's pointless.
When the pain of schizophrenia meets hope, everything can change. Help someone who is struggling by supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness and be a part of the NAMI effect. Hope starts with you.
It's raw, real, and unfiltered.
Wow, it's never enough time. I can at least tell you that. I don't know how it felt for Kim. Kim, maybe felt a little longer for us. I'm a little bit jealous that I'm not in Kim's. Where are you, Kim, in your living room, in your den? We could have just joined you there. That we all live in the same neighborhood. Just invite us over.
And then there's that COVID thing. So,
so right quick, I just want to reiterate both what David has said. He just ended. And what Kim said, the most important thing you can give in this lifetime to me in support is also your time.
Yeah.
And you can convert your time into whatever you want to see a result. And I do know that most of us are sympathetic and empathetic. So please, donate money, donate your time. We need your love. We need your support. So everything you bring towards, this is all tax-free. Anything you bring forward will help us continue to pay it forward and love and support those who have mental illness and who are affected with mental illness.
Kim, give us a message of hope that we can take away from this conversation.
Hey, if you're in a situation where you're just not sure where to turn, and you have a mental health challenge in your family yourself, please just call a NAMI helpline. We'll take it from there.
All right.
Absolutely.
There you go. I have to give a shout out right quick to Shayla.Monique for doing my makeup. She's amazing. And as well, next week.
Yes, we will have Tierra Marie of Love and Hip Hop LA fame will be our guest, and we're going to have a great conversation. And remember, your overall health has to include your mental health. Thanks to Kim Bunnell, president of NAMI San Fernando Valley and Greater Los Angeles chapter, for a great conversation. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks very much, guys.